Hey everyone, Michael O'Brien here. Today we're going to talk about some magic terms that you may or may not have ever heard of before. Hey everyone, thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. Before I jump into it, I just wanted to give a quick couple of shout outs to the newest members of the Mob Squad. Ladies and gentlemen, please introduce the Illusionologist and Mighty Pooter. Ho ho ho. Thank you guys so much for joining the Mob Squad. If you would like your name shouted out here in one of these videos for just $1 a month, all you have to do is click that join button. On top of that, you'll get access to all of my exclusive members only content, tutorials, early access videos, all that good stuff. The best part, it's only $1 a month and you'll be supporting me, my passion, and helping me keep this channel up and running. If you haven't already, also make sure to click the subscribe button, ring the notification bell to stay updated on future content. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video now. So when I'm talking about magic terms that you may or may not have ever heard of before, I'm not going to be talking about the ones that we all know, right? Like load or ditch or steal or those basic terms. If you guys really want me to do a video on those, go ahead and let me know and I will. In fact, what I might do is just put a link right here if I can find that video of Penn and Teller teaching what those basic sleights are or what those basic terms are in magic. I think that would be actually pretty helpful for you guys anyway, just so you can check those out. But in this video, I wanted to talk about like unofficial terms that a lot of magicians use when they're referencing certain things. Like, have you ever heard a magician say, "Oh wow, I really love that piece of magic. It's super organic." And you're just like, what does organic mean? Like, it grows on trees? I don't know. So things like that. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about some of those terms. All right, so let's talk about what does organic mean? So anytime someone says something is organic, it's just another way of saying like it seems supernatural, like it doesn't seem like a prop. It doesn't seem like there's anything special about it. It seems and it really feels like you're just really doing magic with something ordinary. So the best example I can think of right off the top of my head of organic magic would be like crushed and cured, right? Or like healed and sealed, or whatever variation of that trick. You know the one I'm talking about, where you pick up like a crushed empty soda can and you just kind of shake it a little bit and it kind of puffs up and you snap your fingers and now all of a sudden it's sealed, and then you can crack it open and you can pour the soda out of this supposedly empty soda can that you just found out of the trash bin or whatever. That would be an example of organic magic. It's organic in the sense that it's just it's a soda can. Like it's not a special magic prop, right? You're just picking up a soda can and you're doing magic with it. Money magic could be seen as organic, like extreme burn, for example, where you just take some money out of your wallet and you change the $1 bills into $100 bills, show all the hundreds, they can touch them and everything, and then you change them back into ones and you put them back in your wallet. That could be an organic trick. Or maybe a trick where you take like a straw and you use your mind powers to bend the straw in half. That's organic magic because it's just using everyday items that seem like, just everyday items, like tic-tac magic or like magic with gum or anything like that. That's organic. Tricks that would not be organic would be like sponge balls or Chinese linking rings, right? It's not organic because they're like magic props. Some people might disagree with me, but I don't think card magic inherently can be organic because people automatically associate card tricks with magic. So maybe you can do something organic with cards, but the card tricks themselves are not necessarily organic. But that's just me. That's just my personal insight. I know some people have different opinions on that. So those are examples of organic magic. Another piece of organic magic that just came out, you guys are all probably familiar with, is flight, the Steve Thompson routine, where you have a ring vanish and appears on the keychain. It's organic because you're just doing magic not only with a borrowed item, but just using your own keys. Like there's nothing involved there. It's not like a special magic trick thing. It just looks ordinary. Like, yeah, everyone has keys on them. Everyone wears a ring, right? So this is what we mean when we're talking about organic magic. Next up is this term here. You're probably looking at that and you're like, I don't know. This means chased. Like I chased you down the street, right? So anytime you hear someone talking about, oh yeah, it's in chased, all that means is that the order of the cards is clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds. So if the cards are in chased order, it just means you have them stacked in such a way that they are clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds. You can have the whole deck chased. You can just have a certain small setup of cards chased. Like for example, if you're going to learn Twisting the Aces by Di Vernon, for those of you not familiar, that's a trick where you have the 4 aces and one at a time each ace turns face up. You have the cards set up in chased order to be able to perform that trick. So if I said, here's the 4 aces, can you put them in chased order for me real quick? You're just going to do, so that's clubs, then hearts, then spades, then diamonds. Speaking of stacked, let's talk about stacked. So if I said that the deck is stacked, or these cards are stacked in chased order, or hey, can you stack this deck for me in mnemonica? What I'm talking about is putting the deck in a specific order. Mnemonica, for example, is the name of a specific type of stack, meaning that you can spread the cards out on the table and they look shuffled, but you're actually able to memorize the order of these cards and the deck is actually stacked because they're in a specific order for you. You can stack the whole deck, you can stack a small set of cards. Maybe you have the deck stacked so that the 4 aces are on the top of the deck and you can do some running cuts and false shuffles and then deal out the 4 aces. Whenever we say the deck is stacked, all we mean is that the deck is prepared in a specific order. Next up is burning your hands. Have you ever heard someone say, yeah, the spectator was burning my hands. I couldn't get away with anything. They kept burning my hands. Whenever we say burning your hands or burning my hands, all it means is that the spectator is focusing very closely on what you're doing and they're not letting you distract them with misdirection. So maybe the trick that you're trying to do is one where you make a coin vanish up here and you're concealing the coin over here. Maybe the spectator is not following this and they are dead set on the fact that the coin might be there. And so they're just staring at that hand and waiting for you to open it so they can catch you to see if the coin is really there. That spectator is burning your hands. So in order to prevent them from burning your hands, there's a few different things you can do. Usually I like to kind of open up with them a little bit, kind of joke around like, wow, you're really like checking out really close on my hands, aren't you? Well, here, come a little closer and I'll show you exactly what's going on. And then maybe getting them involved or something. If they're burning your hands to the point where they're trying to call you out and everything, maybe now you have to deal with a heckler. And I did videos on how to deal with hecklers in the past. I highly recommend checking those out because they will help you to learn how to deal with spectators that may or may not be burning your hands. Next up is fried. I fried that guy with this trick. Or, man, dude, you fried me with that, right? Anytime a magician says fried, they're referring to your brain thinking so hard trying to figure it out that like smoke is coming out of your brain, right? Like they fried your brain. Like it just completely fooled you. You have no idea how that worked. Yeah, dude, like that guy totally fried me, man. Like I don't even know what's going on. Like first the card was over here, then it was over here, and then it transposed, and then it shot up here and did all this weird stuff, and I didn't see any of it, right? So when you fry someone, all it really means is that you completely fooled them and they have no idea how it works. Next up is offbeat. Have you ever heard a magician say that you want to execute a certain sleight during the offbeat? Whenever we're talking about an offbeat, we're just talking about in between moments when things are happening. So for example, if you're thinking about performing as like a rhythm where there's like a downbeat, right? Right? And you're doing magic. A beat would be every time you do something. So you spread out the deck, that's a beat. You have a card chosen, that's a beat. You take the deck away to let the spectator look at the card, that's a beat. Bring your arms forward again and have the card put back in the deck, that's a beat. Spectator inserts the card in the deck, that's a beat. Square the cards up, that's a beat. All of those things are on a beat. So now what would an offbeat be? An offbeat is when you do something in between those beats. So let's just say we're going to execute a pass. You don't want to execute the pass during a beat, because usually whenever you're doing a beat, the spectator is looking down at what you're doing, right? So for example, continuing on with what we're doing, let's just say I want to pass that card up to the top of the deck, right? So the spectator put the card in, that's a beat. I square up the deck, that's a beat. The next natural beat should be to show that the card on the top is not their card, right? But when I do that, when I turn over that top card and have them look at it, they're burning my hands. So it's gonna be really hard to try to do the sleight in that moment. So normally what I would do is I would create an offbeat. Right before I do that, I would pause and I'd say, Charlie, right? Charlie, do me a favor, look and see about how far down the cards are going. It's about halfway down, right? They say yes, slide the card all the way in, and I say, look, your card's not on the top. So the offbeat was me pausing for a moment and going, Charlie, right? In that moment, I executed the pass or the top change or the convincing control or whatever move it is that you did. You execute it in between those beats. You don't want to make a beat out of the control, because now they're looking at your hands and they will see something happened. Even if they don't know what happened, they know something happened. So you want to create a beat to misdirect from what it is that you're doing. The beat can also be you shifting your body, right? So maybe you have a card put into the deck, but not all the way. You have it sticking out part of the way, and you shift over to this other spectator and you say, can you push the card all the way in? Maybe while you're shifting from one to the next spectator, you're executing the sleight, and then they push it in. So this beat would be, they're putting the card in, you shift over, off beat, and now this beat is push the card all the way in for me, please. Offbeats can be a difficult thing to time and to understand, which is why it's crucial that when you're performing magic, you're not just practicing in front of a mirror all the time. You actually need to go out and practice some of these things with real live people. That way you can get used to the timing and all of that good stuff to create that offbeat naturally without it being too forced. Because if you force it, they're going to see what you're doing too. Last in this video, at least for now, if you guys enjoy this, I'll do another one. Last thing to talk about in this video is motivation. So whenever you're hearing a magician talk about, yeah, that trick was really motivated, or that sleight is properly motivated, or ooh, I didn't like that because it's not very motivated. We're not talking about like it's motivated in the sense that like it's excited and ready to do like what it needs to do. Like you're not gonna like sit your deck down and have a pep talk with it to motivate it so that it's excited about doing the magic, right? When we say motivated, we mean like, does it make sense? Is it natural? Is it out of the ordinary? Or the things that you're doing, do they all make sense contextually with what you're doing? So to properly motivate your magic, you want to make sure that you're making it look as natural as possible. This is the example that I always give anytime I talk about motivation. Hand a deck of cards to a layman and ask them to take the top card of the deck, show it to you, place it on the table, and then ask them to snap their fingers and change the card. 99% of the time, what they're going to do is they're going to take the top card, show it, and they're just going to put it on the table like this. Now, obviously, they'll snap and they'll turn the card over, but it won't change because they don't know the magic secret. They don't know how to change the card. But that's what they'll do when you ask them to do it. So why is it that as magicians, we do this? Take the card, place it onto the deck, then take it from the deck and place it on the table, snap and turn it over. Well, the answer is because we have to execute the move, right? I have to place the card there, take it away so I can do the switch, whether it be like a top change or a double lift or whatever you're doing, and then set it down on the table. The cards have to come together again so I can do the move. So that looks unnatural. People might be like, that was weird, why'd you do that? It's not motivated properly. So how can I motivate that move? Maybe instead of placing it down on the table, I can place the card in the spectator's hand. So I show them the card and I say, memorize this card, and I go to hand it to them. And I go, I'm sorry, can you hold out your hand just like this? They do, and then I take the card and I place it in their hand. So I motivated that move. It made sense that I put the card back in the deck for a second because I needed this empty hand so I could gesture to them to instruct them on what to do next, right? Or maybe if I want to place the card down on the table, what I'll do is I'll show the card. I'll say, I'm going to go ahead and place this card right here onto the table, and then place the card on the table. I place the card here so that I can point with this hand where the card is going to go and then place it on the table. Or maybe I show the card, I go to put it down, but there's some object in the way. So I put the card here for a second, move the object, and then put the card back down on the table. This motivates that awkward situation so that you don't have to put the card and then immediately put it on the table. You are motivating that move by giving yourself some excuse, some reason why you had to do that. You're naturalizing that motion. And you never want to draw too much attention to it. You want to make it, subconscious. You want the spectator to go, oh, okay, yeah, he's just moving the card case out of the way. Or, oh, okay, yeah, he wants me to do this. You don't ever want to be like, oh, and by the way, the reason I put the card in this hand was because I wanted you to do this. Like, you don't have to say that. They'll get it just by you doing the move, right? So I hope that helps. I hope that helped clarify what motivation is. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. What did I forget? Are there any terms that you guys can think of that a lot of magicians use that people might not really quite know exactly what they're talking about? If so, go ahead and leave a comment right here in the comment section. And if I get enough of these and if I can think of enough more, I'll do a part 2 of this video and I will shout out some of your guys' suggestions in that video. Go ahead and look in the description below because I am going to try my best, like I said, to find that Penn and Teller video for you guys where they talk about ditch, load, steal, palm, all of those, basic techniques that we should all know. Maybe if you haven't heard of some of those techniques, maybe you're just getting into magic and you're watching this video, I highly recommend you guys go watch that one because it'll clarify some of those things for you as well. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time with more magic and advice for magicians. Take care. Anyway, there's my top 5 list. I hope all of you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want to see more top 5 style lists in the future, let me know. I'm also curious, for those of you who follow my work, what is your number 1 favorite piece of magic that I perform, that I created? I'd love to hear from you guys what you think. Whatever your favorite trick of mine is, I would love to know. And just go ahead and let me know. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.